Froggy, is that you? You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends, for years. Froggy! Wait up! Oh dear. Yoo-hoo, Froggy! Come out wherever you are. Oh man, where could my Pollywog pal be anyway?
Hey everyone, this is Hiroton Mighty 2011. Welcome back to more Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX. In the last episode, we finished Amy's story and had some really good character development that's going to be ignored in the next game. And in this episode, Tree, apparently. Eggman! As you can tell in this episode, we're starting Big's story. Well, if you're curious why I'm talking over characters, and normally I wouldn't do that, as I mentioned before in Amy's story, and again, I apologize for it being very convoluted, considering I forgot about the long hammer and everything, that, honest to God, I did not know that you could, you get locked out of getting it at, if you, go on the egg carrier once it gets sunk, so I'm sorry about that. This entire thing is post-commentary, so, I should explain why. Big is special, in more ways than one. There is a cutscene coming up, so I'm going to be quiet for that, but I'll get into why Big is special, and why this entire thing is post-commentary.
Froggy, there you are. Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
So, despite everything, Big just picks up the goddamn thing. In any case, Big the Cat. You may be wondering, why the hell is this character in a game like Sonic Adventure? Well, Big the Cat exists for two reasons. One, he apparently exists as a character who's not in a rush and is just basically living his everyday life in this excitement. And by the way, I don't know if you guys could hear it, but Big's model, because he's so goddamn big, since he clips through everything, pretty much, they actually added an audio clip for him getting his tail stuck in the elevator, which I actually kind of like. That's kind of a nice, funny attention to detail. In any case, the second reason why Big was added in the game, advertisement for Sega Bass Fishing. While this is all fine and dandy on the not GameCube, while this is all fine and dandy on the Dreamcast version, this is stupid when it comes to every other version of the game. Why the hell do you have fishing in a Sonic game? And yes, you may be wondering, why did I speed this up? Do you really want to see an entire playthrough of me just fishing? I mean, I say that, but we have to do fishing in Twilight Princess, but that's probably going to be post-commentary also. Big's gameplay. You have to fish for Froggy, and Froggy is usually a pain in the ass to get. Luckily over here, and yeah, even though I sped it up, I got Froggy relatively quickly. Big's B and A ranks involve you either getting a few other fish before you catch Froggy, or I think you have to catch him within the time limit, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, like I said before, Big's a special case in the fact that not only is he kind of a slow, special needs cat, frankly, his entire story can be summed up as one thing. You remember how, Chaos 6 had a scorpion tail, pretty much? And the fact that at the beginning of Big's story, we saw that Froggy absorbed a Chaos Emerald and got a tail? Yeah, the whole point of Big's story is the frog. Froggy absorbed a bit of Chaos, and Eggman needs him to make Chaos complete because apparently that's Chaos's tail, and he also possesses a Chaos Emerald, which is also why Tails was after him when he went to Sand Hill.
The train headed for the
Why
Mystic
Big is
Village
after
will
him
be
is
departing
mostly
soon.
just because they're best friends. So, while I can normally say a lot of good things about Sonic Adventure, this is the one thing in the entire game I cannot say anything good about. Well, I tell a lie. I'll say this. I love Big's theme song. Big has two of the best songs in the game for me, honestly, in terms of how relaxing his song is. Lazy Days Living in Paradise is actually a really, really nice and relaxing song, especially if you listen to the instrumental version. And he has his own version of Emerald Coast, which I believe this is called Big Fishes in Emerald Coast, and it's also a really nice, relaxing song. But those are the only two good things that Big has going for him. Other than that, Big is an absolute waste of a character. You may have also noticed, back when we were in Station Square, we picked up an upgrade immediately, but there was no Shiny Ball of Justice telling us what it was. Basically, with the exception of the upgrade that we're coming up to right now, all of Big's upgrades are mostly just for his fishing lure. Just so you can get bigger fish.
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water. To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
Now, you would also think that this item will help you out in terms of, fishing and everything. It does not. Yes, you can float on water, and yes, you're able to go different places, but not only does it control like absolute shit, but yeah, you could see I'm having a tough time getting out of that water. Also, Big, despite being the slowest character, walks up a ladder like a friggin' maverick. So, I hope you're enjoying the Crash to Insanity music, by the way, that I'm putting through the, all these stages I'm speeding up through. While I will give Big this. I do like the fact that his stages are more fleshed out in terms of exploration. It's kind of shot in the foot by one thing. You're playing as Big the goddamn cat. I would have loved to explore these stages like Knuckles or Sonic or, hell, even Amy. The fact that you're going through these as Big, you're opening these, like, hidden areas and everything. You're going underwater and all that. You have a goddamn invincible in a stage you don't need it. And by the way, I think this is the only case, Big's the only character where you can actually get power-ups in a stage. But the fact that you're going through all this exploration stuff just to find fishing spots when really you don't even need it because your main objective is to just catch Froggy. And really, why the hell are there stuff like springs and everything? Just to remind you that's a goddamn Sonic game. Usually I'm forgiving when it comes to Sonic. I'm very, very forgiving. To the point where Shadow the Hedgehog is my favorite Sonic game. More on that later. But Big is the one thing that I wish was just not in Sonic Adventure. The fact that, like I said multiple times, I wish that this series got an actual HD remake and not just a port. If they did, I wish that they would remove Big, because that would just make the game better. Or at least have Big, but have him be optional, because really there's no point. I want to point out something also. After you, view Big's cutscene, if you choose to just view the first cutscene of Big's story and leave the game, that's 20% of his story. Yeah, literally, the game developers don't even care.
Oh no, he's got my little bunny. Whoa! Ooh. Glad I found you.
Oops!
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
Now, you would also think the immediate thing to do is to chase after Froggy, right? Nope. We have to go into the jungle again because you may have noticed lazily in the first cutscene of Big Story, there's actually a upgrade underneath his bed. Why he has that there and he didn't pick it up at the beginning, I don't know. Anyway, the footage you're seeing now, you may be wondering why there's no sound and I'm just playing Lazy Days in Paradise instrumental. Well, admittingly, this part of the footage that I have is not my own. I actually got this from SGB, mostly because of one thing. There was an upgrade that I never got, and for the life of me, I did not know this upgrade was here for all the years I've played this game. But at the point of this recording, I couldn't go back to record any more of the game. I didn't want to do what I did with Knuckles' story, where I just replayed the whole game just to get up to that point. So, yeah, admittingly, I took this segment off of SGB and muted it. But essentially, it's, you know, it's the same thing that I did last time, where I got this upgrade underneath Big's house, where this is the only legitimate upgrade that he gets, besides the life belt, where it's the power rod. Again, it doesn't really do jack shit, but I guess you can smash things with it, and you look like a bee. The upgrade that we're going for now is another lure upgrade, and while it's a small upgrade, you know, it's still there for completionist's sake. On top of that, too, I legitimately did not know that this upgrade was in here. By the way, I should also point out something about Big. His voice actor is John St. John, which a lot of people might recognize him as Duke Nukem. I don't know if he does anything else, though. Yeah, another fun fact about him, too, is that he goes on to voice, I believe, Gamma and Omega in Sonic Heroes of Sonic Battle after Steve Brody passed away after this game. Yeah, for some reason, a lot of when it comes to the original Sonic voice actors, a lot of them died. I guess it's just because it's a bunch of, like, old folk, and I really don't see why, like, a lot of them got hired for those jobs. Although they're not bad voice actors, don't get me wrong, they're no Jennifer DeWiart or anything. Here's the upgrade that I missed, by the way. I know it's going to look inconsistent when we trek on later, but, you know, at least I actually got it this time, so, in any case. Yeah, so, now that we're finished with that, pretty much, we have to go chase after Froggy, which we are going over to Emerald Coast, which, like I said, is the only redeemable part of Pig's story, because it has some really nice, relaxing music. Again, though, you'll see when we get to Emerald Coast, that whole thing I said about Ice Cap, I love how big and fleshed out they make some of these areas. I just hate the fact that you have to explore them as Big. I would love to explore these as Sonic, Knuckles, or Amy, or, I don't know, like a new character or something. Again, like, if this game got an actual HD remake, I would love to have, like, a new character replace Big, and you could actually go through these sections. Like, maybe have, like, a character that has swimming controls and everything. That'd be something new. And, like, either get rid of Big or just, you know, outright replace the... or, like, keep him in, but, you know, make him optional, not mandatory. So, on top of that, too, it's, wow, I'm getting very tongue-tied, and I believe we're getting up to the point where I actually get back to my regular footage, so I'm sorry about all the doctored footage I pretty much got from SGB. But, sorry. I'm listening to the instrumental here, and I'm listening to a lot of parts that I did not hear before. That freaking slide whistle in the middle of it. Well, as we get up to, back to my regular footage... Oh, for some reason I thought that Cream was going to show up. And, oh yeah, by the way, this is the part of the story where Amy's captured and Sonic has to go after her. But, you know, Sonic's standing there, so this is Sonic 06 all over again, right? Oh, I'm running out of breath. Speaking this fast, I should really take a break. It's a good thing that Big Story is actually relatively short. It's not as short as Amy. I think Amy is the shortest, technically. Because Amy only has 3 stages and Big has 4. Why the fuck does Big have 4 stages? But, yeah. Essentially, Big has 4 stages, so we're pretty much halfway done with this game. And, yeah, as you could tell, Big also controls like a tank. So that's another thing that goes against him when it comes to how he plays. So, anyway, we go up to Emerald Coast, which, again, I'm going to be quiet for a little bit because I love the theme that plays here. It's just... so relaxing. It's just, again, why waste all of this on Big? Why?
The frog you are looking for is up ahead.
So yeah, that's like a little sample of how the music sounds. And again, like even though this is just like, Dreamcast ported to a GameCube, this stage still looks really, really pretty. And again, need I say more about how I'm really upset how we get these really fleshed out stages that look so beautiful and it's just there for freaking fishing. By the way, if any of you completionists out there are going for the A rank missions here, I believe this is where you have to go to get the big fish. Which, you look closely at these big fish, they look like robots, so I don't know why they count. I mean, hell, in Twilight Princess, the evil fish don't even count towards your logbook, so... it is still very possible to drown as big, so be careful about that. Anyway, slightly on topic with the whole HD remix thing again. It's funny, too, because... I bet you anything they would try to at least get rid of Big, or at least sweep him on the rug, because apparently, from what I know, Big is officially retired from Sonic games, even though he does make cameos here and there, which I'm like, good. I don't mind seeing him as cameos, just because it is funny whenever he shows up, like the cameos in SA2 and Sonic and Secret Rings. It's just, Big is fishing underwater. Okay. But if I remember, I think there was like an interview with Takashi Iizuka, and they asked him what his biggest regret was when it came to Sonic, and everyone got so disappointed that he didn't say something like Sonic 06 or anything. They got disappointed at the fact that his biggest regret was Big the Cat, and I don't blame him. Even though, again, I don't mind Big as a character. I just don't like the fact that he's Big is apparently Jesus Christ because he's okay. That's what I get for talking about Big like that. He's apparently the Messiah. So you learn something new every day, right?
Froggy? Uh-oh. No! Hold on there! Come back, please! Give me my friend back! I'm begging you, please! Froggy? This place doesn't look familiar to me at all. Smells like Froggy's around somewhere. Think I'll see what's behind this door.
So, even though Big is, a special needs 18-year-old cat, you gotta give the dude credit. He chased Gamma all the way over to the egg carrier. The guy is, I kind of have a newfound respect for him, and I forgot that happens. Yeah, I clipped through the bridge. I have some newfound respect for the guy, actually, especially with the whole Sonic Heroes being the power leader, and the fact that he's broken because he has a free invincibility every time he uses the team attack. So, we're actually getting up to the end part of this, and I'm sorry that this episode's short, but again, you're probably glad that this episode's short, because, let's face it, you didn't want to see me go through this entire freaking, story in just one go. Even though, I could easily just abridge the whole thing. And, by the way, whatever score you get with Amy, it's always going to be up there, which is a really nice, attention to detail. And this is where the last lore power-up was, or at least so I thought, until I had to go back to Mystic Ruins. Again, sorry for using SGB footage. But, yeah, pretty much, you can get in here and get the Chow Egg and everything with Big, but, why would you want to go to the Chow Garden with Big? Funny enough, you can fish in the Chow Garden even though there's nothing to catch, so in any case, the next episode, we go to Big's last, stage. Just be glad that it's almost over. See you guys then.